Good day, valued students, and welcome to our second installment of the subject course Life and Works of Rizal. So, this day we will discuss the second lesson, which is Rizal as a Filipino hero. So, when choosing a national hero, there are criteria or bases. So, first we have is the person must be a Filipino. Second, the person is a peace loving and pacifist. Third, the person must have great sense of patriotism. And fourth, the person must die for our country as a martyr. While there are no laws that officially proclaim a Filipino a national hero, there are criteria that determine how a historical figure qualifies as a national hero. With a rich historical background, it's no surprise now that the Philippines recognizes prominent figures who fought for the country. From writers to soldiers, now numerous people have sacrificed their lives to help the country gain and maintain independence. Celebrated since 1931, the National Heroes Day commemorates all Philippine heroes, particularly without special holidays and observances. So historian Esteban de Ocampo defines as a hero as a prominent figure who accomplished an admirable feat in any significant action or event and who is honored after death due to his and her service to the nation. With this definition, how does a Filipino historical figure qualify as a national hero? So according to the Reference and Research Bureau, Legislative Research Service of the House of Representatives, there are no proclamation or executive orders that officially proclaim a Filipino historical figure as a national hero. But there have been laws issued that honors these historical figures to recognize their contribution to the country's nation building. Heroes like Jose Rizal, of course, and Andres Bonifacio are not explicitly proclaimed national heroes, but Filipinos pay tribute to them and recognize their heroism, having national holidays as a result. So the lack of official declaration did not stop Filipinos from revering historical figures for their contribution to the Philippine history. So through Executive Order Number 75, issued on March 28, 1993, former President Fidel Ramos created this National Hero Commission, which is tasked to study and recommend national heroes to be recognized for their character and contribution to the country. So the commission was also tasked to evaluate and recommend and come up with the criteria to determine how a historical figure qualifies as a national hero. So the committee came up with the following criteria. First is heroes are those who have a concept of nation and inspire and struggle for the nation's freedom. Second, heroes define and contribute to a system or life of freedom in order for a nation. Third, heroes contribute to the quality of life and destiny of a nation. So, additional criteria were adopted now by the Technical Committee of the National Heroes Committee on November 15, 1995, which is heroes are part of the people's expression. Second is heroes think of the future, especially of the future generation, and the choice of heroes involves the entire process that made a particular person a hero. So on November 15, 1995, the Technical Committee of the National Heroes Commission choose 9 Filipino historical figures to be considered national heroes, which are Jose Rizal, Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Aguinaldo, Apolinario Mabini, Marcelo H. del Pilar, Sultan Dipatuan Kudarat, Juan Luna, Melchora Aquino, and Gabriela Silang. So despite the recommendations, no action has been taken due to the possibility of triggering debates over historical controversies. However, the given qualifications of the National Heroes Commission, historians and researchers reflect the continuing quest to remember significant personalities who made a difference in the Philippine history. Moving on, why is Rizal considered the national hero in the Philippines? So historians and laymen can produce many reasons why Jose Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines. So below are some of the most frequently cited one. So first we have is the nobility and dignity. So what set Rizal's apart from others were his methods. No, instead of relying on the sword, he relied on the might of the pen. So using this method, he was able to produce novels and poems that touch the Filipino soul. Without resorting to violence, he made Filipinos realize the oppression they were going through under the Spaniards. So in his poems, he also made it clear how important it was to love one's country. So it was a noble approach and something unique. No, instead of raising arms, he embedded into the Filipino an idea. No, unlike warriors, an idea cannot be killed. No, it is the reason why Jose Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines. Next is showing the Filipino potential. So Rizal was a very brilliant writer and a poet. He was able to speak several languages and highly skilled. He was able to use his intelligence to set forth his belief and opinions clearly. So as such as he was able to show his countrymen and the world what the Filipino could be capable of. So by becoming a novelist, engineer, writer, etc., Rizal showed that there was no limit to the ability of the Filipino. Next is fighting for freedom. So through his works, Rizal was able to revolutionize the way that the Filipino thought. That is another reason why Jose Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines. So even without making rousing speeches or bold declarations, he was able to steer the people's inner spirit. He also showed that without killing another man, one can fight oppression. And he also demonstrated on how the power of the pen could be stronger than the sword. And he also showed on how someone could bring the change without resorting to violence. Next is a reformist. No? So Rizal was also different from the other revolutionaries in other ways. So he did not just want freedom for the people, he wanted reforms. So through his works, he wanted to show how important it was for the Philippines to be civilized. So the reason why Jose Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines is because he looked far beyond overthrowing the Spaniards. He was interested in the long term situation of the country. And lastly is dying for his country. So even though he carried no arms, Rizal was very brave and courageous. He used his pen to expose the hypocrisy of the Spanish authorities. He was not afraid of the authorities, even when they threatened him with execution. So in the end, his written works cost him his life, but he knew that his death was not in vain. So the man knew that while they could kill his mortal body, the idea of freedom was forever in the minds of the people. So it was a concept now that would burn in the minds of every man. As long as the ideal was burned in the heart, the death of Rizal would only be in the physical sense. In spirit, he was very individual. He was in every individual. So the ideals he fought for are still alive today. There are many changes facing the Filipino. But the reason why Jose Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines continues to inspire the Filipino to march on.